Hi guys, today I wanted to come to you with my 1 week postpartum update, and this is both covering me and my recovery as well as little baby Eren's progress and different things going on in his little world. So kind of an update for baby and mom. So let's hop in. The day I'm filming this is Saturday, the 24th of March. Eren was born on last Saturday, the 17th, on St. Patrick's Day. He was born at 7:17 in the morning, and I'm just putting on some hand cream here. And he weighed 8 pounds 5 ounces, 21 inches long, and he was born via C-section after 3.5 hours of pushing, trying for my VBAC. So if you want to see that story, my labor and delivery story for him, I will leave a link down below about everything that took place on his birthday, like for his birthday and everything, if you're interested in that. So let's see here. So I had a C-section, like I said. So I spent 4 days in the hospital. He was born on a Saturday. We didn't go home until noon on Tuesday. So we spent a lot of time at the hospital. So about half of this week has been hospital stuff. Half of this week has finally been us back at home with our oldest, Calvin, who's going to be 2 in May. It's been kind of interesting to see how he has reacted to Eren, because I honestly expected him to not be into it, to not really like even pay much attention to Eren. I just kind of figured he would just like ignore him almost, but he does talk about him a lot. Every morning that my husband goes to wake up Calvin, he says, "Mama, baby," like he's looking for us or he's wondering where we are. Anytime Eren cries, he asks, "Baby hungry?" and he says, "Baby cry hungry." So he is kind of, he kind of understands, I think. He's not like scared of him or anything. He does get a little too physical with him. He tries to pick him up on his own sometimes, which is not good. He's too little to be picking him up. I've actually seen him picking up our cat, which he's never done before, so I don't know if that's a new thing because we let him like hold Eren. He thinks he can hold our cat as well. So it's been really cool to see how they have interacted, and we're only a week in, so it's like really exciting to see how they're going to interact as they both get older, as Eren gets older and can like actually like do things with him. So in the hospital, we did have some nursing struggles. We have been having some nursing struggles, but since we've been home, it's been a lot easier, and I'm really glad for that, because the whole time in the hospital, like every time things just weren't going well, I was like, I just hope we can get home and things will be better. And they have been better since we've been home, but he's had some issues latching. We did use a nipple shield in the hospital. We haven't used it since we've been home. I would pump every once in a while in the hospital and give it to him via bottle. He did have some formula. He was in the NICU for a few hours right after he was born, and I believe they gave him some formula, and then we gave him a little bit as my milk was starting to come in and whatnot, actually in our room. So yeah, he has had some, we've both had some struggles getting on the breastfeeding nursing bandwagon here, but things are okay, I guess. My left nipple is so sore, it's not even funny. I don't have any bleeding yet, but it still just sucks really bad. Every time he latches on, it's like, ugh, it sucks so bad. We did go see our pediatrician this morning, and I asked her about tongue tie and lip tie, and she said he looked fine, so that's that. It's just kind of soreness. I don't really remember this much with my first son Calvin, because we used a nipple shield all the time for the first like 7 weeks, and I feel like that nipple shield protected my little nipple, and it didn't hurt so bad. But this time around without that nipple shield, like, it's pretty hurty, man. My milk did come in earlier this time around. It took until the day we got home with Calvin to come in, which would have been like day 4, maybe day 5. I think day 4. And then this time around it only took like 2 or 3 days to come in. So that's interesting. Just kind of a random little tidbit. And the nipple situation, I feel like day 5 was the suckiest, and then it's kind of felt like it's getting a little better, but it's still not good. I did start pumping just for a freezer stash. I'll be returning to work in 7 weeks now, which is sad. I'm taking 8 weeks off with him, and I decided I'm gonna pump like once a day. That's my goal. I have so far gotten about 7 ounces the last 2 days that I have been pumping. I just want to try to get a little bit of a stash going before I head back to work, just to have some kind of like buffer there. But I don't want to be pumping all the stinking time. I pumped way too much with Calvin, my first son, and I just feel like it wasn't necessary. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to put all that stress and strain on myself to like find time during the day to pump. So I'm just trying to make it a once a day goal as of right now. The C-section recovery has been kind of sucky. If you watch my labor and delivery video, you know that I had a terrible time in my C-section this time. It was really, really sucky. And it's just not fun. It's not fun recovering from surgery and taking care of a newborn. That little combination is just stupid. So everything hurts. Everything feels like it hurts. You know, my boobs hurt because they're engorged. My nipples hurt because of the latching. My whole stomach just feels weird. And then like lower in my stomach, I've got my scar incision there. I just feel like crap. My husband Justin is taking off 2 weeks this time, which is awesome. He only took off 1 with Calvin, and it's just great knowing that right now we're at the 1 week mark and I still have a whole nother week with him at home. So that's awesome, just knowing that I don't have to take care of 2 tiny little people too soon. Like, it's really intimidating, the idea of taking care of a toddler and this newborn, like, for 6 weeks all by my lonesome. Sounds really, really scary right now. But I think we'll be okay. We actually today, we spent most of the day by ourselves today. My husband was out helping my dad all day mostly. And so I was here with just the children, and they both took wonderful little naps and were great little children. So it went really well today, and I hope that it will go okay for 6 weeks. I did not have this when I had Calvin. I have a fear of germs. I don't know if it's because it's wintertime and the flu's still going around and it just seems like everyone around me is still sick and stuff. But like we went to Lowe's last night to meet my sister to get some like flooring and some other stuff, and just having Eren in that store with all of these strangers, like I just had like crazy anxiety about him like catching something, and like I never felt like that with Calvin. And so I don't know if it's just because it's wintertime or I don't know what it is, but I don't want, like, even my sister was walking around with him and holding him and stuff, and I didn't even want her holding him. I wanted to hold him, you know, like it just gave me a lot of anxiety, just like him like breathing the air that everyone else is breathing. Like, I don't know, it's really weird, but it's definitely something that has come up. He's waking really well through the night. He's kind of wishy-washy about nursing. Sometimes he just is really hard to wake up. He is a little jaundiced, but the doctor says he's looking pretty good. Like I said, we saw her this morning, and it's just like so hard to get him to wake up to nurse. Like, oh, it drives me crazy because it's like, you have to feed, dude. You have to feed your little tummy. And like, I don't know, it's really like I try to tickle him everywhere and like get him totally undressed and make him, you know, like uncomfortable, change his diaper, make him uncomfortable, try to like make him wake up, and it's like really hard. So he is kind of wishy-washy about nursing. He's pretty good about waking through the night though, which is something that Calvin wasn't very good at. I always had to wake Calvin. Like the first couple weeks I had to set an alarm for myself and wake him every 3 hours to eat overnight. But Eren's actually pretty good. Sometimes he'll go 4 hours, but then he'll like do like a every hour stretch for a while, so he makes up for it. But it's just different. It's so weird, the little things that are different between him and his brother. And me and my husband keep talking about it. It's like we've totally forgotten what it was like to have a newborn. Like just the other night we went over to my husband's parents' house, and it's literally like a 5-minute walk from here, but we drove the car with a newborn and whatnot. And so Justin told his mom, okay, we'll be over in just a few minutes. And I'm like, babe, I gotta nurse the baby before we go. We gotta change his diaper. We gotta like get him ready to go. Like we can't just like up and leave anymore. We have to like plan things ahead before we start doing things. So that's just another thing that's like every trip out of the house, every little adventure, anything is like a big ordeal where we have to plan everything ahead in order to get everybody together and everybody out of the house. So we went to the doctor this morning. Like I said, he was born 8 pounds 5 ounces. He is down to 7 pounds 15 ounces today, and she said she was pretty happy with that. He was 8 pounds 11 ounces or 12 ounces a couple days ago when we went to see her. So he had lost a little bit of weight, and he was right at the very border where, like, if he lost like any more, we were gonna be in trouble. So he's working on it. We're working on it. From here on out, we should be on an upward, upward trend here with his little weight gain. So as far as weight is concerned for me, I'm actually gonna go step on the scale right now and see what it tells me. I was actually kind of disappointed when I first returned from the hospital. I was not down as much as I was expecting to be, but let's see what it says right now. Okay, I'm at 165 right now. I started out at 140 and I ended up at 185. So I'm down 20 pounds from my highest weight, but I'm still quite a ways off, 25 pounds off from my beginning weight, and my goal weight is definitely lower than that because I was about 10 pounds heavier than I wanted to be when I got pregnant this time around. So realistically, we've still got like 35 pounds or so before I'm back to like where I really want to be. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there just in case anybody was wondering how much you drop off like immediately. About 20 pounds is where we're looking at 1 week postpartum. My belly looks sad. I don't even want to show you guys, so we're gonna skip that. I might show you next week if I do a 2-week update, but once again, it's just not what I was expecting, and I feel like it's not as good as it was 1 week postpartum with Calvin, so that's just how it is. So I actually feel like this is a lot more about me than it was about Eren, but I'm going to show you guys Eren. I'm going to get him up for you so you can see what he looks like, even though I literally just filmed my labor and delivery story like yesterday or the day before, and you already saw him in that video if you watched that one. Okay, let's see if he will be a little happier with the light on. Aww, so cute. You don't even care about the light? It don't faze you. Ah! You open your eyes? Just a little bit? Does the light make you mad? Say hi, YouTube. I'm baby Eren. And I'm so cute.